Krishna Krishna. Krishna 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 Hey. All right, so we are here happily on Facebook and on Zoom. Okay, we're together. Dear devotees, and happy to see you all. And we're looking forward to hearing a little update from Rupanuga Prabhu when he gets a moment a little later, because he's been having some devotee adventures. And it looks like he's in a bus or an airplane, a bus perhaps. But to all of you here, gathered live and in the recording, my humble obeisances to you all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda, Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, and Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, all the assembled devotees ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari. And I saw Ramasundar, we saw Ramasundar Prabhu just for a moment, and then he hid his glowing form from us. All right, excellent. So Ramasundar Prabhu, first of all, just before we come to Rupanuga, because you're a busy, well, you're all busy, but Ramasundar was always running, doing many things in the temple. Is Parvanand today coming to Bangkok? Is that correct? Or is he there already?
Dandavat Maharaj. He's coming tomorrow to Bangkok on the 6th.
Coming tomorrow. Okay, okay. I just have to turn my volume down a bit because there are sleeping souls on each one, two sides. 1, 2, yeah, 3 sides probably. All right. So he's coming tomorrow. All right. And so let us come then to Rupanuga Prabhu for a little news just now, because he looked like he's in some mode of transport. So we may lose him otherwise. Are you in Japan still, Rupanuga Prabhu? Maybe it's not convenient just now. I saw him with some device. Aha! Can you hear us, Rupanuga Prabhu? Looks like a train. We just see, okay. Typing a password. Okay. All right. Okay, he's setting up the headphones. Okay, we'll come back in a minute. All right, so anyhow, then I'll give first then a little news from here. I'm in London, and but very temporarily means for a few hours more, 3 hours more. We're heading over to Europe with the car, with the devotees, and with some boxes of books. So let's see what's going to happen. And we're on a mini adventure, which started out with me simply, anyway, it started from something small and became a snowball. They say snowballed, don't they? Like from something small to something big. So maybe not a big snowball, but yes, some snowball. So we're a group of 5 or 6 by now, and we're going over to Europe in a short while. So with the intention and the hope, we already have some promise of distributing some books, meeting devotees who are friends of devotees, and trying to do something good. So it all came together and combined together by circumstance. So we took it as Krishna's arrangement. So here we are in London, but very similar to Italy. It's just a different room in the sense of the program that takes place. And anyway, many things. It's very, very similar. And why not? After all the temples around the world should try to follow the program that Gurudev and Guru Maharaj gave in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. That's not a secret. And everyone should try their best as much as they can apply practically in their own environment, that program. And it's, as we always say, it's not just a temple. And you see, most of the devotees in London, they live in their homes. Most of the devotees everywhere, they live in their homes. And this way they can come together some weekends or sometimes, or just for festivals, whatever it may be. Some they now reached old age and they're not able to travel. So they basically entirely in their homes, and then devotees do go to visit them from time to time. But whatever we know is good nourishment, then that nourishment we should take. And after all, whether you live in a temple or whether you live in a tiny flat or a big house or anything else, something in common with everybody is they're going to eat every day. Rice, dal, sabji, or pizza, or whatever it is, but it's a fact. I mean, it's just a fact. Everyone's going to eat every day. So it doesn't, that's independent of whether you're in the city, the country, close to the supermarket or not, close to the shops or not close to the shops. You're going to make some arrangements so that you've got your at least, you can say, 2 meals a day. For many, it's 2 meals, I know. And so this way, our devotional life, wherever we are, we need to have, as important as our eating, as our food, we need to have our devotional program. And when there's poor diet and poor food, people get sick. Go to the doctor says, oh, you're not eating properly. You need to eat at a proper time. Take this, take that. So similarly, I mean, it's an example, but really we see that if we're not eating properly in our devotional life, then we tend to get a bit sick, and all sorts of things attack us. May not be that we're not talking about the sickness, the physical sickness, but other things, and the Maya, the illusory world, the world which is causing so much pain to us. It comes and tries to convince us that it's a wonderful place to be, and that why we are giving our attention to the spiritual world. Stay here happily. Anyway, so yes, so in London, we've happily already met quite a lot of devotees, and then, so Saturday is their main day in in West London, where we are, which is just right beside the airport, really right beside the airport. And then today, Sunday, is the main program in East London, but we only had this window because of the devotees who are coming along with me, this window of these days just now to go. So we'll be in the East London temple. We'll be back and then by next Sunday. So this is our little bit of news from London, and we're happy to see the devotees and to chant and see the service going on and see the local people coming to volunteer to do things in the temple, which is happy to see that the local people are participating in their the temple's integrated into the community, something people say, but it is well known. It's got a beautiful sign outside. And I came here with, on the same flight, and we came here with Abhinava Sundar Prabhu and Kelly Kadamba, husband and wife from Australia. And it's the first time Kelly Kadamba's been here. And when we came up and she saw the sign, she said, oh, how beautiful, because it is a dignified sign. They've made it very dignified outside, in fitting an old building. It's an old building. I don't know what the year is, but I think it's 18 something, but what the 18 something is, I'm not sure. And it was a school. And now it's not a school. It's still a school. It's the Bhakti Yoga Institute. But even the sign looks like it's large and inviting, if you like. It looks dignified. And the place, the building looks dignified. Come inside, and it's dignified with the devotees' activity. And large Gauranga, Sundar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu deity, and Giriraj. So they are not, I mean, they are resting now. But anyhow, so I can't take you through. And it is still quiet in London. So this is some news from here, and the news is that we do have, oh, I only have one of them here, but we do have these two new books, which essentially is why I'm in London. We've got two new books, and this one, Devotional Treasure Chest, and last time I was in London, we were working, finishing this, and then pressed the button for the printing, then it was printed, and now we're here to distribute and to try to do something good. And the second book is called In the Light of Loving Devotion. But anyhow, I don't immediately have the cover, unfortunately. I don't have the book in front of me, and but I'll try to show you that. But there are two books, both by Srila Guru Maharaj, which we printed. And anyway, this is why I'm back in London. And also I came because Abhinav and Kelly, they had to come out from Europe, from Italy, just to keep their days, because they can stay 90 days within 180 days. And they're going to be helping to put up the Nat Mandir for the Pushpa Samadhi when it comes, which is expected to be next month or July by the time it arrives. So they've come out from Italy, but they're going back into the EU today because Abhinav was driving. They borrowed the temple car. We were going to originally go by bus because you can take a lot of books on the bus. But the temple here, given the car, he's going to drive. And then when devotees here were going, then also we've got one or two more. I'm not sure who's going to get in the car finally. But anyhow, this is our little history. But two new books, which is very happy, been well received. They're first offered on the altar. When we make a new book, we first give to Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and to the deities, wherever we are. So offered on the altar, and now being distributed. Oh, here we are, Priyanana Devirasi. She's put in the chat box the cover of In the Light of Loving Devotion. Now, how does Priyanana have the cover of this book? And I don't have it readily at hand. This Priyanana, she's a good secretary to have around, because if anybody knows, actually it's difficult to find a good secretary in this world. So anyway, Priyanana, if the vacancy comes up, then you may apply. Hare Krishna. But Sevarupa Devirasi already applied, like 2 years ago. I'll be your secretary. All right. So, dear ones, Ramasundar Prabhu. Oh, yes, Ramasundar Prabhu, let's come to you, because we know that you're connected. And we can see the roof of Govinda Farm. I don't know what I only know it is the main building. Does the main building have another name? Mulabari? Mulabari.
We just call it the main house.
Oh, main house. Yeah, okay, Mulabari. Ramasundar Prabhu, a little news from you, devotionally wise.
You mean like about what's going on here, or just in general?
Well, yes, briefly. you can say what's going on there, and then what has hit you like a thunderbolt in your practice of Krishna consciousness throughout the last week. Oh, only that.
Things just going on here. I can show you something nice real quick though. Is that here's all the farm tulsis growing nicely.
Ah,
They're
beautiful.
just repotted and planted. Here's the big one. So that's just a little update on the farm. What's hit me like a thunderbolt? I think when I always hear you say that we have such great, we have perfect, we know we have perfect masters, so we must try and do our best to become as good as students as we possibly can. That always hits like a thunderbolt, because we have connection with the best of the best. It can't get any better than that. The best masters you could ever dream of. So to try, with how much percent you can give to be a good student to that, it's the only thing to do, the only aspiration, it's the only worthwhile thing.
And you understood this week?
That's what I've been thinking about this week, but
the thing is, isn't it? It's one thing to know and to hear, because I just heard somebody else's words coming through your mouth, which I think were my words coming through your mouth. It's one thing to hear, but it's another thing to do. And actually, we're constantly in this like lifetime of practice to do and to actually, we've been saying when we're reading the translations of the kirtans, and then we were reading yesterday from Affectionate Guidance, where Gurudev is kind of waking us up. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is always trying to wake us up. All of the greater charges are trying to wake us up to our fortune. But we've only been here a short while. But we've had several cases where, I've said, well, here's Gurudev, here's Guru Maharaj. And in an example, they're trying to slap us across the face to wake us up. They'll give us slaps, wake up, wake up. When somebody's unconscious, then they slap their faces. So we're getting maybe swollen cheeks from being slapped across the face, but are we waking up? Oh, this is the question. Hare Krishna. So good. So let us try. Good. And you look like you are getting your regular devotional food and your regular natural food there, prasadam, there in Thailand. And Paramanandu sent me a picture of you cleaning up the area of the trees in front of Chintamani Dam. And they look so nice, very green. And banana trees are auspicious. When we see banana trees growing. And in Europe, I have seen one or two, but somehow, I don't know how they grow them, but apparently they don't give bananas. Well, not in our area. There must be banana trees somewhere south, I suppose, but not in London, at least, which is where we are now. But banana trees look auspicious. And we were remembering the other day about in the scripture, it is told, and I've been told this reliably by our senior devotees, it's told that the best plate, if you're going to take prasadam, or in the worship of the deity, the first class plate is a banana leaf plate. Then the next is a gold plate. Then the next is something, something, something. And quite high up in the list is a stone plate, by the way, made of stone. And I've seen devotees, I saw in Navadvipa devotee, had a stone plate, and it's incredibly heavy. Not the kind of plates you want to distribute to the public for a feast, 500 people, each with a stone plate. But the good news is the best plate is a banana leaf plate. So the scriptures have given us that the banana tree is very auspicious. And Shachi Mata, she made banana flour sabji. What is the name? Can you remember the name, Ramsundar?
I cannot.
Mocha Ganta was made from the banana flour. And not only, well, Saturday we made, but in the mat we had many times Mocha Ganta. And again, when Western devotees, I mean, coming from outside India, see that, say, oh, we never knew you could cook that flour. The flour is like I don't know how you describe it, an inverted cone. So it's not really like a flower looking like a rose or something like that. But it's an inverted cone, and you can cook and eat, and it's very delicate, wonderful. And Mahaprabhu liked it, so I've only ever had it as prasadam, so maybe that's why it tastes so good. But Ramchandra Prabhu tied it up, you know, that in tropical areas or subtropical areas, the weeds and everything else, I mean, everything just tries to grow. Everything's trying to grow, so it takes constant maintenance to weed out the unwanted things and to keep the things that we are wanting, just like our devotional life, weeding out all those other things that want to grow when they're getting good nourishment. And so weeding those out so that the main plant, which is the devotional creeper, the devotional plant, that will grow nicely. So gardening has a very natural, instructive element to it. Hare Krishna and Tulsi Devi growing nicely. In Italy, which I'm not in Italy now, in Italy they have 16 tiny Tulsis because it's spring and they're trying to grow from now some new generation of Tulsis. And they put there, and you never know how many are going to germinate or sprout. So they have 16 tiny Tulsis. They've just come up with their very first green. And so in the morning, Munindra said, how large does a Tulsi have to be before we can worship her and circumambulate her? So he came to the conclusion, and I didn't have any particular answer. He came to the conclusion that 16 tiny Tulsis must surely at least equal one grown Tulsi. So they have 16 Tulsis they do parikrama over in the morning there. And here they have a purpose-built Tulsi greenhouse. From the foundation up, it has underfloor heat. It was purpose-built. It wasn't a greenhouse that you just buy in a local place. And with much research and much enthusiasm, they built this in service to Tulsi Devi. So here they have Tulsis so big that you can't actually ever get them out of the greenhouse, which is some credit to the dedication. And it's not only putting them in a greenhouse, setting the right temperature, the right humidity, but it's daily going there and taking care of her with the leaves and any bugs that come. And it's to grow Tulsi is a saver. She responds to savor. But still, everywhere Tulsi, she has a Leela, and that Leela is she has generally a short life in this world. So still with the greenhouse, there's a cycle of her appearing and disappearing. Yes. Let me just have a quick click. Sevarupa sending her obeisances and flowers. Priyanana, her heart, and Priyanana saying such great news about the books. And we do want to think how we'll get those books to Russia. Some books, but they probably will come from India or Thailand, somewhere where the Russian devotees are coming and going. Let's see. Hare Krishna. Rupanuga Prabhu, are you available for just a quick update? Jai. Dandavat. Train. Japan. 300 kilometers an hour, maybe. Yeah.
To our Tommy for a program. I can't speak because there's people all around.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu, we look forward to getting a little update. You're giving us a teaser. We're seeing the external Japan. So soon, next time, perhaps we'll get a little bit of news from the internal Japan, what's happening under the surface, in the hearts of the devotees. Good to see you, though, Rupanuga Prabhu, very happily. All right, so dear devotees, any question or any contribution from anyone? Don't be humble. Who was it Mahaprabhu told? Don't be so humble. Your humility is breaking my heart. Stop being so humble. Who was that? Ram Sundar Prabhu. Who was that?
My guess is Rupa and Sanatan.
Okay, good guess, but I can't exactly confirm it at this moment.
I mean, I remember when they first see Mahaprabhu, they were, saying these prayers that were so like, so like full of humility, that he was saying like, this is, giving pain to my heart, how humble these devotees are. That's, I mean, there's probably more, but that's one I can remember right now.
Yes, because we always hear Mahaprabhu is giving the instruction, be humble, be tolerant, give honor to others. But sometimes the humility was so much that Mahaprabhu having difficulty to tolerate it. Oh my goodness, what is this kind of contradiction to his own teaching? All right. So yes, so let me see, some chats came in the chat box. Priyanana, or Latvia, oh, for the books. There you are, there's a thought. Gangaril, how can we get the books here? California, oh, they're coming. You will get, devotees are coming from London to California, and they will be bringing in due course of time. So yes, California is covered. America is covered in the sense of from America, from within America, it's readily easy to ship. So yes, and we'll arrange also to Maheshwari, those who are not living in California. From there, we'll arrange, and probably is Abhinav and Kali. I'm not sure who will arrange the shipping, but yes, it'll happen in due course, and happily. I wonder how terrible it is. I forgot it was Ekadashi yesterday. Oh, today. Oh, because it's today, yesterday. Yes. So definitely trying not to forget Ekadashi. I mean, this is one of the few things that Gurudev and Guru Maharaj really were clear about, that we should not break Ekadashi. But if it has happened, then just try to resolve not to break it in future. And this we can answer because we've seen this situation, and directly with Guru Maharaj, directly with Gurudev. So it's not that, okay, so tomorrow fast because you didn't do it today. It's not that. And this directly has been asked to Guru Maharaj. And so basically, what can you do? We've made a mistake, and the Lord knows that we make mistakes. So, just try not to make it again. This is the message that came through very clearly from Guru Maharaj. And I have my own experience in this regard, because I was with Guru Maharaj. We'd been down at the land of nectar, staying there, and then but came up, as we would do, early in the morning to have Guru Maharaj's darshan. And then after a little while, Guru Maharaj sent the devotees down and said, okay, now go and break Ekadashi fast, take paran, means take some grains the next day at early in the morning, which we do after sunrise, and soon after sunrise generally we take some grains, and this is like breaking the fast, means ending the Ekadashi fast, and it's called paran, for breaking the fast. And then I stayed, and I asked Guru Maharaj, I already broke my fast. I took some grains before coming here from the land. So should I stay or should I go, Guru Maharaj? And then Guru Maharaj said, you broke fast already? Yes, Guru Maharaj. He said, he said, it's too early. You broke fast too early. On this day, then you should break fast after a certain time, not just after sunrise, which normally it is, but after a certain time, and then before another time, due to some astrological calculations, which I've heard about and heard the devotees discussing, but I'm not so, I really don't know the whole science of astrology. So anyhow, I then asked Guru Maharaj, oh dear, so should I fast? What should I do? Should I fast today? For the rest of the day or tomorrow, like this, and directly asked to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj said, no, but again, not to let it happen. So this idea. Haridas Thakur, okay. All right, so about the Ekadashi, yes, I think maybe that answers that question. And please do follow Ekadashi. It is one of the, I say, the very few things that Gurudev and Guru Maharaj were, you can say, strict about, that we will follow it. Means no grains, by the way. Yesterday here in London, there's a debate about different things, but ultimately, Mahaprabhu instructed or requested his mother, Mother, please grant one thing, one wish from me. Please grant one wish. Satyadeva, yes, whatever you want, my dear son. And there's one request of her was, please don't eat grains. Don't take grains on Ekadashi. And then different standards of how we follow Ekadashi. So we know the Navadip standard, but we know around the world, a little different. Okay, so Ekadashi, try to follow. Maheshwari, Bilva Mangal, yes, will send me. Oh, yes, will send to me from California. Perfect. Gangalila. Gangalila, it depends where you are. Where's yesterday and where's today? Anyway, also the calculation from the calendar, it's a long story. And it's not impossible, and it is quite possible, that there are two ways of calculating the calendar, two principal ways. And so sometimes some calendars show a different day. And also it depends a little bit where you are. So it's a long story, maybe not for today. So I'm not sure where yesterday was and today, but here it was yesterday, but now we're tomorrow in some places. So something in thick writing. Sevarupa Devirasi. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 3, text 196. The Lord replied to Haridas Thakur. Yes, this is the actual verse I was thinking of, though it's quite likely too that Mahaprabhu said something similar to Rupa and Sanatan. And remember, when Rupa and Sanatan came to see Mahaprabhu in Puri, they were the epitome of humility and everything. And they did not go and had no resistance about going, that they weren't allowed to go. They did not go into the Jagannath temple. And without any resistance, in the simple flow, oh yes, we don't go inside. So Haridas, the Lord said to Haridas Thakur, please check your humility. Just the sight of your humility very much agitates my mind. Hare Krishna. Now, Mahaprabhu said this to Haridas Thakur. He did not say this to Madhusudan or to any of us. We are in the other category where we are being chastised. We will be getting, please show some humility. The sight of your arrogance very much agitates my mind. But look at Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur's nature was, he was the Nama Acharya, the example, the perfect example of chanting the holy names and how to chant the holy names. It's not only sitting and chanting. How to chant the holy names with humility, with tolerance, with giving honor to others, with attention. The four Namabhases, they're all about inattentive chanting. So when we've got the perfect example, it's not that he's counting hundreds and thousands of beads for the sake of a formality, but he's chanting the Lord's names. So as we cannot compete with his humility, we cannot compete with his quantity, and we cannot compete with his quality. But they are there, all of these are there as the ideal. Otherwise, why? Nama Acharya. And Mahaprabhu himself gave this certificate, as it were, to Haridas Thakur. Said, you are chanting very perfectly and maintaining your vows of chanting everything very perfectly, and you are distributing to others. And saying some, they are well behaved for their chanting, but they're not distributing to others. Some are not well behaved in their chanting. I mean, many different things like this, but you're perfectly behaved, you are chanting yourself and you are distributing to others. You have your internal and you have your distribution. And he would be in those groups at the time of Rath Yatra. And this is something which is also ununderstandable for me, for us really. How he can chant so many rounds and still have time for so much interaction with Mahaprabhu, with the devotees, in discussions with Rupa Sanatan, in discussions with Mahaprabhu, chanting and dancing in the kirtan at Jagannath Rath Yatra, and still has time to chant 300,000 names per day, 100 and whatever it is rounds. The Seva Rupas found in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. The Lord said, my dear Murari, please restrain your unnecessary humility. My mind is disturbed to see your meekness. Oh my goodness. And, okay, and Gangadev, how offensive was it that I offered grain? On Ekadashi, we do offer grains, we do offer nice things to the Lord. It's we who don't take the grains. And actually, Ekadashi it's known as the Lord's Day. And so the principle is we do more nice things for the Lord, and we do less nice things for ourselves. So there are 2 days in the month where we'll specifically try to just live a little bit simpler than we would normally. But we will specifically try to do a little extra for the Lord than we would do normally. So offering is perfect. And this is also an anomaly that Guru Maharaj pointed out, that we have to adjust our vision, we have to adjust so that one aspect of Guru is we actually offer to the Lord grains, rice, dal, chapati, pizza, whatever you're offering, bread, whole meal bread, whatever it is you're offering. And how do we make the offering? We make the offering through Guru. Through Guru, we are making the offering. But also the Guru, he will not be taking he will not be himself taking this. So this is like an anomaly. Oh, we offer to Guru in our way to offer to the Lord. That's how the offering takes place on the altar. But yet the Guru, he's not eating. How can this be? And how it can be, for our logical brains, because that's what happens when we go to school, and not only that, that's what happens when we're born. Certainly children, all the mothers and fathers know, and anyone who's been around children, young children, even before they go to school, they ask, why? Why, mommy, why? Don't touch that, why? So it's not even this ingrained in us in school. School is trying to answer some of those whys. But why, for our logical brain? Because we're offering to the Guru. And the whole principle is the Guru is then offering that. So you're putting to the hand of the Guru. Then the Guru is then offering that to his Guru. And in this way, reaching to the Lord through the parampara system. So this is some way that we can logically harmonize. Hare Krishna. Oh, then, so how offense? So no offense to offer grains. Wonderful to offer grains. And Priyanana Devidasi, how not to depreciate this world, depreciate this world. Because in one way or another, everything here is inspired by the mundane, whether it's love to another person, to the country, or to yourself. But it's quite sad to live in such a world, although you're matching it. And somehow I'm not fully clear about the question. How not to depreciate, which means opposite of appreciate, right? How not to unappreciate this world, because in one way or another, everything is inspired by man. Can you, Priyanana, explain just a little bit, clarify in simple English for simple people?
Sandavat Maharaj. Yes, actually you understood it right. Because sometimes, when you know, so to say, the theory of devotional life, and then you look around and then you see oh, this is inspired by this is inspired by that. Even your own motives are questionable, and then you think well, quite a sad story, and the road is a little bit void, almost nothing is for real. You see, it's either this motive or that motive behind everything, something like this. So it's a little bit hard to live then, because almost everything you see around, it's not for real. It has some other purpose behind, not connected with the real purpose, so to say.
Well, as far as as I can understand, then one thing that does certainly come to mind is that this world is a reflection of the upper world. So this world, whatever we see here, it has its origin above. And to the sadhus, to those who really have clear vision, then everything here will remind them of the upper world, rather than, oh, it's all bad and it's all being done in the wrong way, which it is all bad. But when they see anything here, it will remind them of what's in the real world. And some such thing is like the beauty of butterflies, the beauty of flowers, the beauty, actually beauty all around. And you look at this and then you think, my goodness, this is here in this world. And then we get a little idea, a glimpse, an indicator of what is in the upper world. And so that's about the physical beauty. So what about feelings and all these things? Anything that's here, we just have to think, wow, we are struck by so many things here, but it's a reflection. It's a reflection of what's in that upper plane. And it's like a dull reflection as well. I'm not sure if that's the whole answer or the whole question, but loving oneself in the country. I mean, I think quite quickly when we're in devotional service, we just have a perspective on things. It's not that we neglect the family, neglect the body, neglect our duties in the society, in the country, but we have a perspective. Devotees, we should have like a perspective. So we have our things we need to do to maintain body and this, that, and the other, and to live a sensible life. Mahaprabhu was always telling the devotees to live a sensible life. Even Raghunath Das Goswami, who was the most perfect renunciate possible, means super renunciate. Like his vows were like lines carved in stone. This is how he was described, and his eating, his vairagya, his austerities, his renunciation was extreme, so extreme. Guru Maharaj said, no human could do what he did, Raghunath Das Goswami. Yet, when he was in family life, before he renounced everything and came, before he got the mercy of Nityananda, when he was in renounced life, then Mahaprabhu told to him, remember, who is fully capable to be totally renounced of everything. He said, don't behave like a madman, for now your duty is in your house, your household. Go on with your household duties, but go on in a sober way. So you go on with your duties in your Krishna consciousness, and the time will come, which will be the right time, that time to give up everything. But you see, Raghunath Das, who had full capacity to renounce everything, to leave anything of this world, Mahaprabhu was saying, but be a sensible, sober family man. That's your position at the moment. And then we see that later on, he did become fully renounced and became one of the 6 Goswamis who became renowned as the 6 Goswamis. So, renunciation doesn't, or the life in this world doesn't just mean that we're callous to everything is bad. Then Mahaprabhu, he wants the devotees also to be sensible, not unsensible. He wants the devotees to be sensible. So we'll try to be sensible towards everything, and all the attractions and all the responsibilities in this world, we will do responsibly. Gurudev had so much affection for, almost we could say everybody. He had so much affection and care. And he's doing everything responsibly. He wasn't callous to the world. But Gurudev certainly made comments about the world, about what a terrible world it is. So many incidents happening where even a good person, so many bad things we see happening to good people. This happened, that happened. Gurudev making clear that is the pain of this world. But with all that, everybody's got their their identity. And what is the wealth of life? It is affection, love, beauty, charm. And there is some of this here. And in Krishna conscious perspective, we will keep everything flowing. Not in I am the center, I am the actually enjoyer of everything, but in a Krishna conscious perspective. Then you say, but it's quite sad to live in such a world, although you're matching it. Matching it means, although you're...
It means, yes, you're part of it, and I mean, you have kind of same motives. You cannot say like, the world is bad and I'm good, why I'm here. I mean, you're a match. That's why you got in this world.
So have a heart, but keep our eye above, the ideal, isn't it? Keep the ideal above. We have a heart, we need to live in harmonious dealings with the environment. And yes, but it's quite sad to live in such a world. A lot of great sages agree with you there. Including our greatest sages, Govinda Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. For in our immediate past, immediate present because they're not past, immediately visible, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, for the first time ever, as the embodiment of Mahaprabhu's teachings, coming to spread those teachings. It is he who has risen up Mahaprabhu's teachings in this time. And it is from here that Srila Guru Maharaj is connected, Srila Prabhupada is connected, Srila Gurudev is connected. And with the eyes to see, or just to clearly understand, then this trio, they are giving us that this world is a sad place to live, but there is a higher prospect. And this is our good fortune, that we've come to them to understand that we don't have to just be in a sad world, full of birth, death, old age, and disease. It's there in the Sanskrit, it's there in the Vedas, it's been known since time immemorial. So from the sad world, let's go to the happy world.
Maharaj, and a small classical question, how to get heart? Because I know you can say like, associate with those who have heart already, but also during our practice, is like heart developed somehow? I mean, maybe you say not to be callous towards the world and so on. Is there any progress in the heart too? I mean, to soften our heart.
Well, perhaps you should ask somebody who has a soft heart.
Great. That's what I'm doing.
Ho, ho, ho. Well, the 6, which look like very simple things, right? The 6 interactions that develop loving relationships between devotees have been listed by none other than Rupa Goswami, the one that Mahaprabhu specifically empowered to be his mouthpiece, to be his spokesman, to be his link to the world. That Mahaprabhu empowered Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami gave 11 verses, and as we hear, these really are Mahaprabhu's verses, but coming through Rupa Goswami's pen. And so it looks very straightforward. Oh, giving gifts, receiving gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, asking confidentially, giving food, receiving food. 6 things. Oh, yes, easy to do that. Yes, very good. It is easy to do that. So let's do it. Because Rupa Goswami said, this is the way. that the jewel of affection, priti, this affection, loving affection, genuine loving affection between devotees will arise. And so for that, we need a bit of a soft heart. So I think there Rupa Goswami has given us our heart softening method. In cooking, you have to sometimes, don't they? They soak some things first. They soak lentils or they soak something first to soften it. So I think he's given us this in our recipe for developing love of God, for soaking our heart in these 6 interactions with the devotees. And hearing about our home. And by the way, Sharanagati, the very principle, anybody we hope who's read Prapana Jivanamritam, and I hope that we are all reading Prapana Jivanamritam, then anyone who reads Prapana Jivanamritam and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Sharanagati, they see what is Sharanagati. It is a soft, melted heart's dedication to the Lord. It's not a mathematical calculation. Oh, I'll do all this, I'll do all this, and then I'll get everything. It's the opposite of selfishness. And sometimes the devotees are accused of being selfish, which when I first kind of accused like that, I thought, what? We're trying to be selfless. I said, no, you're being selfish. You're looking after yourself. Then we have to think, am I being selfish? But we're being the opposite of selfish, because first of all, most of the things we do when we first join the temple, we don't want to do them. So it's not for myself, really. We know it's for a higher purpose. And then one of the things that we don't want to do, for many of us, especially when it's raining and cold, is to go out and tell others about Krishna on the street trying to sell books. So we do lots of things which we feel are not selfish. But if you take it in a calculating point of view, then it does become selfish. I'll do this, so I will get that. I mean, that's a little callous. It's like getting married. I mean, either way around. This isn't men to women or women to men. It's either way around. Getting married. Oh, no, I don't love that person, but they got money. I'll go and, something like this, which, marriage of convenience. So that doesn't work. We can't really bribe Krishna with a hard heart and come and say, yes, I'm giving. It says in the scripture, I do this, now give me my result. That's a little hard-hearted and cold. But all of the processes are to soften our heart. And yes, you're right, to be with the devotees. This is going to be very helpful. Become magnetized. Srila Prabhupada uses that, doesn't he, in his purports, saying about iron. It is just iron. But if you put it in the association of fire, for instance, it'll become hot iron. Otherwise, it's cold. If you put it near a magnet, rub it against another piece of iron with magnet, it'll become magnetized. Things like this. So we have iron hearts or stone hearts, but we put them close to something with a soft heart, with a warm heart. Instead of a cold heart, a warm heart, then we have hope. And not to neglect the 6 items given by Rupa Goswami. They sound so simple. That's something very beautiful about Krishna consciousness as given by Mahaprabhu, appropriate for the modern age. Not a historic thing where really you see the austerities, the sitting in water, the sitting in the sun, the meditation, the eating, reduced. We can't do those things in this age. And even their result is very small compared with the result which is coming from what we can do in this age as given by Mahaprabhu. We can chant, we can associate with the Vaishnavas, and we can share with others. So we are chanting the name of the Lord, we're keeping sadhu sangha, and we are sharing whatever we have with others. Hare Krishna. And how do we associate with the devotees? Through giving gifts, receiving gifts, through revealing our minds in confidence, inquiring confidentially, and through giving food, receiving foodstuffs. So this should get us started in the right direction to do these things. And Sevarupa, she's given another bold letters. I didn't even know you can put bold letters in Zoom. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 1. My dear Sakaram Malik, this is coming to the meeting of Rupa and Sanatan. From this day your name will be changed to, yes, Srila Rupa and Srila Sanatan. Now please abandon your humility, for my heart is breaking to see you so humble. Jai. And Priyanarani is saying yes. I'm not sure what she's saying yes to, because it was a 3:44, which is 15 minutes ago. All right. Oh, yes. So, dear devotees, I shouldn't run over time too much today because I have other things to do, like getting ready to go. Here, the aarti is at 6, and we have a boat booked because for those of you whose geography doesn't extend very far beyond a computer screen, England or Britain happens to be an island. So to get to Europe, we've got to cross the water. So we have the boat booked across the English Channel. So we have to leave on time, and then we'll give you an update. In fact, oh no, Thursday. Oh yeah, I won't give you an update from there. We'll be back in England on Thursday. So we'll speak to you in England again. Or not speak to you. I'd like you to speak to me. We will be together chatting away. Again in England after our mini adventure with the devotees. And by the way, Ramchandra Prabhu, this is inspired by Paramananda Prabhu, who went to that bookshop, Vanipedia, and said, oh, they're doing so many good things. He met them. And then the people there, they remember him because he is quite memorable. And so we've been invited to go there. So everything's linked in the world, and we'll let you know what happened. So I better go. I better stop speaking. Madhava Prabhu, Jagamohini Devidasi, Brajavihari Prabhu, at least on Facebook, and others that I can't see, and to you all here on Zoom, to each of you one by one. Kamala, Hare Krishna, you're also on a train, and she's in Bangkok. So we're just finishing though our Zoom for today, and then we'll meet again on our Thursday, your Wednesday for those in America. Okay, Leela Moy Prabhu and Vrindavaneshri. Oh, Vrindavaneshri, did you already went to take rest? Now, Leela Moy Prabhu, your turn to take rest. It's the middle of them, literally the midnight in Brazil. All right, dear ones, take care. Good to be with you all. We'll speak again. We'll meet again very soon. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, and Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhagat ki Jai, all the assembled Vaishnavas ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Dandavat.
Bhaktiranjan Madhusuda Maharaj ki jai.
Time to take rest, Leela Moy Prabhu. Dandavat, Dandavat, Govinda, Govinda. Oh, Vrindavaneshri Diri is here. Yes, time to take rest. Also, middle of the night. Really appreciate your presence, each of you. Jai Gurudev. Dandavat.